Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is another werewolf game for you. It's Blake's game called the King's Army. Everybody's trying to join the King's Army, but it's still basically werewolves against villagers. And in this game, we also have what we call the Death Council. I really like that idea, so I'm going to be using that in my next game. I'm changing it up though. It's going to be a little bit more powerful in his game because they didn't actually come in effect. But you'll see that in the video. Also, I'd like to remind everybody that we play these games almost daily. We have a Facebook group, but if you can't join, if you don't have Facebook, we understand that. So I've also linked the invite down to our Discord group too for Werewolf. If you can't get in on Facebook, we'll post there too sometimes. Also like to remind everybody that if you like watching my videos and you enjoy them, please hit that like button and subscribe because it helps out my YouTube channel for the algorithm and everything, so to get more viewers and hopefully more players into the community so we can play more of these games. My next game is on the 9th, the Return of Blade, where Blade is working with the Undertaker to get rid of some vampires, and we also have some werewolves in there too, so hopefully get a big enough game so I can add all the roles I want to. If not, I can always tweak and stuff. So hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace.
Okay, so first of all, thanks everybody for joining. I think we're going to have another fun game of Werewolf here. Just some basics about the village that I run. First off, we're a kingdom, and I'm the king of this place, and you are fighting to join the King's Army. So I don't die day one, and we don't do that. I sit on the throne and watch as you guys fight for your place in the army. So we'll figure out whether the werewolves deserve a spot, the villagers, or a mysterious third party. So typically I do like to do the 3 nominations per day system. So you'll get up to 3 nominations, and up on a nomination will be to save, a down will be to kill, and you also will be able to withdraw your vote in this game. So you can vote up, down, or withdraw your vote. I will go through some of the We'll get to that later. Blake's Kingdom, Jerry. I don't know. So I'll just go through the teams really quickly and the roles that each side is going to have. So I'll start with the Werewolf Team first because that's very simple. The werewolves will have an undetermined number of werewolves. The amazing Blakedom. I like it. Bonus points for Chris. Okay.
What about just Westeros? So you're the new king of Westeros.
Mark.
The werewolves will also have a wolf man. So a wolf man is essentially a basic villager, but if they are checked by a seer, they will appear as a villager. The werewolves will also have a werewolf hunter. The werewolf hunter is that that's a nice try, Ned, but I don't know if that's Blakistan or Blackistan.
It's like long A. It's a long A.
God.
How do you put an E and I together?
I appreciate the thought. So yeah, werewolf team, wolfman, werewolf hunter. If the werewolf hunter is killed at any point, they will get to fire their gun and kill another player. And that's it. But they will have a minion who the werewolves will not know who the minion is. The minion will not know who the werewolves are. And this minion is Baba Yaga, the Witch of the Woods. So Baba Yaga is a potion expert, and she will have 2 potions that she can use in this game. She will have a potion of curse and a potion of petrify. The curse potion, like any typical curse, she at night can wake up and pick a player to curse. If that player is later killed by the werewolves, they will turn into a werewolf. She also has the potion of petrify. She can pick a player to petrify, and that player will lose any abilities that they have, and they will lose the ability to vote. So in my mind, everything's petrified but their mouth, so they can still communicate, they can still nominate in second, but they will not have any abilities that they had before, and they lose the ability to vote up or down during a nomination.
Will they know they're petrified or no?
They will know they're petrified. They can claim that they're petrified, but they will be the only one, they and Baba Yaga will be the only ones to know they're petrified.
Is it permanent, or is it just kind of like a one?
That's a permanent. That's a permanent petrification there.
You said they cannot vote, meaning they always have to withdraw, or
They will always have
count.
They will
Okay.
always have to withdraw their vote.
Okay.
They can't move their arms technically. Additionally, Baba Yaga can use her potions on herself. So if she wants to curse herself to turn turn herself into a full-fledged wolf, she is allowed to do that. But as a reminder, she's not waking up with the wolves, so she will not know who is a wolf and who is not.
To be clear, I imagine the order would matter there. If she turned into a wolf, she would no longer be able to petrify, and if she petrified, she'd no longer have the ability to curse herself.
Yeah, classic cursing. So anybody that's cursed in turn loses all abilities. So if Baba Yaga curses herself in turns and she hadn't used her other potion, she would lose it. Any other player that had an ability that turns into a wolf would lose that ability as well.
Can she be killed by the wolves?
She can be killed by the wolves. She has no protection, no natural protections.
If she petrifies a wolf, would that wolf still wake up to participate in the night kill?
Yeah, so the wolf would lose an ability to kill. That's a good question. The wolf will lose the ability to kill, but they will still wake up with the wolves in a situation where that wolf were the last wolf alive. They wouldn't be able to kill at night.
So it basically becomes a fruit boot.
It becomes a fruit wolf or fruit brute. No.
Bush's favorite wolf.
Okay, so that is the werewolf team and the minion. Now we're going to go to the village team. The village team is going to have a classic seer. So once per night, the seer can check a player. If that player is on the village team, they will get some sort of a no, not a wolf. If that player is on the wolf team, they will get a confirmation. We're going to have the bodyguard. The bodyguard wakes up once per night and can choose to protect a player. They cannot protect the same player twice in a row, but they can go back to a player. And I play, just in case it happens, I play that a bodyguard protect would also protect from a curse turning. So if a player is cursed and they're targeted, but the bodyguard protected them that night, no one would die and no one would turn either, because I just feel like the bodyguard steps in front of that wolf attack. So in case that situation were to happen.
Sorry, just another question about the cursed potion. Does a person who gets cursed learn that they become cursed? Or like the petrification?
So I'm playing this time that they will not know that they are cursed. I typically like for cursed players to know, but this time they will not know that they are cursed. The village team will also have a classic hunter, a village hunter. If that player is killed for any reason, they may choose to fire their gun and kill another player. The village will also have a loudmouth. The loudmouth will only wake up on night 0, and they will select another player. If the loudmouth ever dies, they will then learn the role of that player, and as they are dying, they will share the role of that player to the rest of the village. They can't lie about that. So if you hope you pick a werewolf and you out a werewolf, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you could end up outing a seer or any other village role. But they only wake up night 0, and they don't learn at that time the role of that player. It's just when they die, they will get that information. And last but not least on the village team, we have the unlikely hero. So the unlikely hero starts out as a basic villager, but if there is a day where there is no kill, the unlikely hero will gain a backup ability. So they will either gain a backup bodyguard ability, a backup hunter ability, or a backup seer ability. So similar to a Frankenstein, if the bodyguard dies and there had been a day where there was no kill, they would become the new bodyguard. And I've randomized, it's between the 3, I've randomized the order that they will be given to this player. But I will let that player know if you go a day with no kill that they are now the backup bodyguard, hunter, or seer. If you go multiple days with no kill, they can gain all 3 of those abilities if you go 3 days with no kill.
Just days or days and nights?
Days, just days. He's a tired, he's just a really tired guy. But once he gets that sleep he needs, he gains some new power, potentially. Okay. That is the village team.
Does that count for day 1?
That counts for day 1. No kill would mean the backup bodyguard would gain his first, the unlikely hero would gain his first backup ability. So something to think about.
All right,
And-
quick query. You said first backup ability. Say if there was like 2 days, would those stack?
Yeah, so he can gain up to he or she or they can gain up to 3 backup abilities. So it's 3 possible options: the bodyguard ability, the seer ability, and a hunter ability. I've randomized the order that they'll be given, but if there are 3 days with no kills, the unlikely hero would gain all 3 backup abilities. You do still need those players to die in order to gain the ability. So the bodyguard has to die for you to become the bodyguard. The seer would have to die for you to gain the seer ability, and same thing for the hunter ability.
So
By
it's-
day, we're excluding nights. So say if the werewolves didn't get a kill, that doesn't count.
Nope. The unlikely hero, he gets powered up by sleeping through the day.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's a
he gets-
slow-powered Frankenstein.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I love it when the hunter kills the unlikely hero.
Adam.
If the unlikely hero is petrified before they gain their abilities, would they still never get them?
They would never. You become a useless whatever you are if you're petrified. Okay, and then the last one, because everybody loves a third-party character, right? Not always. So I borrowed Jerry. I thank you for this because this is inspired by your Jin game. So this is the shackled and the unshackled genie. So this character starts out shackled as a basic villager, but if their name is written down 3 times at night, they become unshackled, and from then on out, they will get to kill a player every night. The genie would win by making it to the end. The end. And so when I say 3 times at night, that means if the loudmouth picks them, that's the first shackle that's removed. If a seer picks them, that's a shackle that's removed. If the werewolves target the genie, they would not die, and that would be a shackle that's removed within those first 3 times. After that, the genie is vulnerable to night kills, and the genie is always vulnerable to any kind of daytime kill. So he or they can be executed in any way. They can be killed by the hunter, but at night they have 3 shackles that get removed the first 3 times they are targeted. They will appear as a villager to the seer. And if the loudmouth were to pick them, they also would just learn villager. They're too strong to be, gossiped about by the loudmouth. So
Do they know their shackles have been broken?
yes, I will message the genie each time a shackle has been broken.
And so the werewolf can't kill them the first time they try.
Well, if it's within those first 3 times that their name is written down. So if night 0, the loudmouth picks them, and the seer picks them, and the bodyguard picks them, their shackles are done, and now they're vulnerable. So that first werewolf attempt could kill him if he's been unshackled.
Well, if like the werewolves can't come to agreement and his name is on one of them, but they don't actually choose him.
No.
Okay.
No, just the final selection there.
What if he's attempted to be killed by the werewolves like 3 nights? Like they can't figure out how they can't kill him. That's removing the shackles.
Yeah, that's removing the shackles. Yeah, each time.
How does that work with petrification? Do they lose their ability to kill at night?
No. So again, if the genie is targeted, because that is a nighttime ability, the potion using, so it would not petrify the genie if they are shackled. If they're unshackled, I'm going to say no, that it wouldn't even petrify them. That's the one character that can't be petrified.
Yeah. Can they be cursed?
They can be cursed, but they can't turn. They cannot turn.
Okay.
So it would be a useless curse as well.
It would unlock a shackle if the Baba Yaga writes their name down, but it wouldn't actually take effect.
Yeah, either potion would unshackle, but they would not have effect.
What if the genie's been unshackled and then they were chosen for cursed? Could they be cursed and turned then?
No.
No, too powerful. I'm going to say too powerful for that.
And the genie always wins by himself, even if he's like still shackled.
If the genie dies shackled, they die as a villager. They win as a villager.
Shackled?
Do they win as a villager too?
You can die during the day. Yeah,
during the
they're
day,
not
right.
they're not immune to any kind of hunter shot or village kill.
That's right.
Like what you've done with the character.
Say that again.
Sorry, I like what you've done with it. Thank you.
So
we'll see how it goes, but
yeah. So as long as he's shackled, he's on the village
team. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, can you please repeat the Wolfman ability? Was that the same as normal here? Or
yeah, it's just that they will appear as a villager if the seer checks them at night.
Oh, okay.
If
But
the
they're werewolves. Okay.
Yeah, if the loudmouth picks the Wolfman, they will be outed as a Wolfman on death. I didn't mention on the village team there is a Lycan. That player will not know they're a Lycan.
So for the genie, if the wolves reach parity to end the game, but the genie is still in the game, do they win alongside the wolves, or do they get a solo victory?
No, so the genie has to be the last man standing. So if there were two wolves or three wolves and a genie, I mean, I would probably call it game over because the genie couldn't win at that point. But similar to how the wolves either need parity or to be the last person standing, it's the same thing for the genie.
So if all the wolves are dead, the village still also has to kill the genie?
The game will continue. Yeah, the game will continue until you've killed the genie.
Will you, if the Baba Yaga selects the petrified potion and selects the genie for that, will you still tell the genie that was used so they could potentially fake along with it?
No, I will tell them that a shackle has been loosened. Any player can fake that they've been petrified if they want to. Because the only tell is that you're pulling your vote back in theory, so that could be any player.
So we could have like a minion alive and the genie alive, so no werewolves alive. So basically, it's then just trying to hunt the genie. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the minion does not count for parity for the wolves. The minion is technically a villager who's just trying to help the wolves win.
And there's no communicating at night, so like Baba Yaga can't hold their hands up or anything for.
Yes, thank you for saying that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the pointing and the whatnot, or writing paragraphs for your other wolves. Let's keep it to here's who I pick. You can be. Oh, Alex is here.
There he is.
Right at the end.
Your phone.
But yeah, we're keeping communication to a minimum. And then if there wasn't enough, backed by popular demand is the Death Council. So everybody's favorite. So this time it's going to be the first 3 players who died. So we have what's called the Death Council, and the first 3 players who are killed, they will no longer to be able to speak in the game, but they form what's called the Death Council. And once we have all 3 members, the following day, they will get the 3rd nomination of that day. And how they would get that is that I will count them down, and they each will hold up the name of a player that they wish to be nominated. If there is a majority, that player is nominated. If they don't have a majority, I'll count them down again, and they get 3 total chances to have a majority and nominate a player. You can have werewolves that, Davey, you can have werewolves that end up on the Death Council. You can have villagers. The genie could end up on the Death Council. And actually, well, let me see how many players we have now. I'm going to keep it at the first 3 players who die.
So with the Death Council, I'm assuming then that instead of like turning the camera off, we would just put dead, because if we were to be awake at night, we would know who to.
Right. So yeah, you're like we did last time. You're going to change your name to Death Council, Death Member 1, 2, 3, and you will stay in the game. I think I can move people around, so I'm going to probably move you down to the bottom of the screen. Davey is not playable. So you will still be temporarily in the game, but like I said, it's for the first 3 players who die. You're not going to die. You're not going to join the Discord. You're going to hang out. You're going to get to observe. You're not going to get any extra information. You don't get to keep your eyes open at night or see anything like that, but you get to observe and have a small or big influence potentially with your nomination of a player. If by chance, so let's say we have the 3 members of the Death Council, and the next day the village kills on the first nomination, the Death Council hangs around until they get that 3rd nomination. They're angry and they demand justice. So you can't skirt around their nomination by continuing to kill on the first or second nom each day while they're hanging around.
Can that be villagers and werewolves?
It could be anything. Anybody who's the first 3 to die will end up on the death.
And do they only get one third nomination, or
they only get one? So once if they can't come to a conclusion after that third attempt, they fade off into the night, having done nothing. If they do manage to get a third nomination, whether that player is killed or not, they will also fade off into the night because they have done what they wanted to do.
Can they talk and stuff during the day, or they're just observing?
No, they say nothing. They're going to keep their mouths shut. No miming. No, we're not playing.
I'm assuming they have to put death council in their name.
Yeah, we'll have them put death council in their name to signify that they are dead. And
I would allow if they want to turn their camera off and then maybe back on for the night, as if they've been sent out of the village. Because
if you feel like you can't keep yourself, from making faces and doing whatever, that's fine. I like them to be a looming presence on the screen so that you've killed them, they know you've killed them, and they haven't forgotten.
Preferably if you can cover your face with a black hood.
About the minion, do they appear as a villager when they die, or is it wolf team?
I'm gonna tell you villager.
So on the death council, first 3 that die, is that only by execution or only by werewolves, or company should be there?
Any death by werewolf, by hunter. And if the genie, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, if the genie dies shackled, I will tell you villager. If the genie dies as a genie, I will tell you that you've killed the genie. Everybody can go to sleep.
Don't forget to mute everybody.
Silence. Okay. And with that, we proceed to night 0. So first things first, I'm going to have my loudmouth. I hope you got a good look at this village loudmouth. Who do you want to reveal if you die? Sounds good. Next, I'm going to have Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga, go ahead and wake up. It's night 0, but you're feeling kind of nasty and mean. So if you would like to petrify or curse a player, you may do one or the other. Okay. Thank you. Go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my bodyguard wake up. You're not protecting anybody, but I just want to make sure you know who you are. All right. Thank you. You can go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my werewolves wake up. I want all my werewolves to wake up, say hello. Looks like there should be this many of you. All right, if you're good, you can go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my seer go ahead and wake up. Seer, you can do some magic on night 0. Pick a player. Who would you like to learn about? Thank you. All right, you can go to sleep, Seer. And I'm going to have my genie wake up. If your name's been called 3 times, you can go ahead and kill a player. All right. Thank you, Genie. Go ahead and go to sleep. And with that, I'm going to have everybody wake up. So you can go ahead and unmute yourself. The clock is ticking. I need you to bring me the head of one of the weakest players here. Begin.
Just to clarify, there's no actual way that the genie could be unshackled on night 0, right?
Yes, it could.
Petrify, curse, loudmouth.
Yeah.
Check by seer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, loudmouth, seer, petrified, or whatever.
The likelihood is very low, and the fact that we don't have a night 0 kill we know that they haven't been unshackled.
Don't like the possibility of night 0 kills.
Josh is wary.
It's like a 1 in.
I love the
However many
possibility of
kills.
night 0 kills.
Well, yeah.
I was thinking that maybe we should just not kill for the first couple days. Maybe
Terrible
all
idea.
3.
I think
And
also
the
because of the Death Council, we want to make sure there's villagers on the Death Council, don't we? Instead of werewolves.
That's what I was
Fair.
gonna say.
One nomination.
Wouldn't that get villagers on the Death Council?
Yes.
That wouldn't matter too much, but on day.
I mean, the werewolves are going to kill villagers anyway.
I'm willing to vote for a no kill.
I'm willing to vote for no kill on day one only.
I want some talking and some nominations first, but
yeah,
ultimately, I don't know if killing at least on the first day because we want at least one ability for our unlikely hero. I don't think that.
I can't imagine it's a good idea to intentionally not kill just so that somebody who might die anyway at night might get ability. That sounds absurd.
Right.
If we get to the third nomination and somebody has a really compelling defense, then use that as your excuse to vote up. But to say, "Oh no, we're just not going to kill," is ridiculous.
I think the opposite of that, though, that if you're just as likely to kill the unlikely hero as like the seer or one of those other roles, so we may not even have that backup. Like we could go, let's say seer gets killed tonight, we could go the next, I don't know how, halfway through the game before we have an actual seer ability. I think that's a bigger risk.
I agree.
Jerry.
Hello, I'm a villager.
I think Alex is good, and I'm not going to say why, but I saw some stuff earlier on that kind of gave me some hints as to what he might be.
Early on, we just started.
I know. I didn't see anybody else doing what he was doing. That's all I'm going to say.
Who?
Drinking weird white thing.
Well, I think no matter what Alex is, he prefers to be on the Death Council, so...
Well, no, I was on the Death Council last time, so, I think let other people be on the Death Council and kill me like 4th through 18th.
I agree with this.
In which case, should we just nominate anyone wearing a Colts t-shirt? Adam?
You mean Cubs t-shirt? Yes.
Yeah, whatever the t-shirt is. Don't expect me to know. Just different.
No, he meant a Colts t-shirt.
As much as I would want to nominate Steve, Jesse just put that stupid Orioles hat on and they're winning 8-1, so I nominate Jesse.
That was a nomination for Jesse. Do I have a second?
I'll do it. Let's hear her talk. All right, let's hear her talk.
Okay. That was a nomination from Adam and a second to Jugan. Adam, I'm going to give you a second to explain why you nominated. Then Jugan, you can explain, and then Jesse can defend himself.
Because the Orioles are 1 out away from ending our 13-game winning streak. As an A's fan, I can't allow him to be in this game.
Well, mine's more of a game because Jesse is one of those players that gets his telltales if he's on the spotlight. So just like Jerry. So let's hear him talk.
And Jesse, you may now defend yourself.
Okay. I just like the emblem, and I like orange and black, so that's why I got the hat. I'm not really an Orioles fan, so that's number one. Number two, I am a good player. I am not the worst person to come back to. So if I were on, if you felt like you need to get rid of me, it's bad for numbers, but otherwise, not a lot to lose with me. But I definitely don't think we should kill on the first nomination. We should talk. Yeah, I don't really have much, but any questions?
So yes, because I am a bloodthirsty king, just so you know, you get 2 questions. You get 2 questions. So I would prioritize if you think you have an important one or not.
Who put you in power?
2 questions, Anna.
What? Jesse, what are you looking down? Have you written your defenses? Like, what are you looking down?
No, I wrote all the rolls.
Okay.
Yep. This all looks like chicken scratch, but yeah, I just wrote all the rolls down, and that's what I was looking at all the different stuff in the game. Adam.
So my nomination was obviously a joke.
Yep.
So do you find it suspicious that Jugan actually seconded it, or do you think his reasoning is logical to put you on the spot?
I have no problem with your nomination as a joke or the seconding because it's first nomination and good to talk, and I'm okay with it. And like I said, I feel like there's no harm with me being on the block first, or on nomination block first. So I'm okay with it because like I'm thinking like Lucas or Luciana would have definitely seconded just to have someone talk. So I don't mind that Jugan did it, especially in a big game like this.
I agree.
And with that, Jesse has been, his head is in the chopping block. So an up is to save, a down is to kill. You may withdraw your vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. Okay, and it looks like I see 1 down, 2 down, 2 votes down is not enough. Jesse is still alive, and the day continues.
Apparently my sound hasn't been coming through, but I've been trying to talk since we were talking about the no kill thing. Last time we did this, I said that I think that we shouldn't kill on the first day because I guess it was probably Adam's game, so something similar to this. We shouldn't kill because we want to have someone on the village team to be on the death council. So if we don't kill the first day, we guarantee that someone on the village team is on the death council, and we don't know what team they're on when they die, right? On their first 3?
Do we know that, like?
Deaths during the day and the night, you will learn the alignment of the player.
Oh, even for the death council?
So why do we care? Why can't we just do a no kill when the death council nominates?
And I don't mind it if we're that good at finding werewolves that the werewolves have a majority on the death council. That means we found 2 werewolves.
If we should encourage werewolves to get on the death council. Werewolves, if you want to come out and get on the death council.
I don't think that the power of the death council is that great for like a werewolf. Like if multiple werewolves want to be killed, then that's great.
I think
the werewolves are going to kill villagers during the night anyway, so we're guaranteed to have a villager. I don't know how we can kill 3 people in this day that are all villagers.
I was thinking of Adam's game where it was like they had a pretty important role, whoever died.
I just remember I was on it last time and it wasn't super powerful.
Okay.
And right, you would want 2 villagers in theory on the death council.
Not really.
No?
I'd rather have 2 werewolves,
Yes,
honestly.
but that means 2 villagers are dead.
I understand, but that's, people are going to die. The likelihood is that if we kill, is that we're going to kill villagers early on anyhow.
Jugan, you seconded someone for not really talking, or you wanted to hear them talk, but then you've been kind of sitting back muted. I'm sorry to interrupt people's conversations, but I just noticed that and wouldn't mind hearing a bit from Jugan at some point.
There are people with their hands up, so.
Jugan can go first.
Well, just for that reason, it's a bigger game, and I don't want to be one dominating the talking, so I don't want to talk over people. I've done that in the past. So, like I said, I seconded for Jesse for giving tails. Not he's quiet, Cody. So you need to listen. Anyway, y'all can continue.
Good, Anna.
Anna wants to. Muted.
Graham and Cody, you both voted down. For Jesse, can you explain why?
I did so for the king. The king has said in the past that he hates the defense, that we shouldn't kill because it's the first nomination, and I felt doing the king's bidding was the right thing in this case.
I didn't do it because Blake says that. I just did it because of the exact same reason. He said it's the first nomination. I just don't think it has any place in a first nomination defense. It just doesn't make sense.
I didn't know we had a king. I thought this was an anarcho-syndicalist commune.
Blake
Blake's kingdom.
Thank you, Alex.
Blake
I knew
killed the
someone would
previous
back me
leader.
up.
I was tempted to second. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Jerry. I'm sorry.
No, someone else is. I was just going to be flippant.
I'm surprised that Cody, that you voted down on the first vote because you started the day with saying you want a lot of discussions and you want like 3 nominations, and then you vote down to kill on the first one, which would obviously cost us the 2 other nominations. So why?
I honestly didn't think that there was going to be a kill, but I don't like the defense, first nomination defense, so I'm voting down because of that. I don't know that we should, like, I've been listening to the conversation that people have been bringing up, and I've been weighing things as I think you should do. I've been more convinced, I would say, that maybe a kill wouldn't be the worst thing if we're getting a werewolf. I was a little bit more worried about the Death Council, having never played with the Death Council before, and it sounds like it's not really that powerful of an ability if a wolf gets onto it. So,
oh,
and with that, I need a nomination.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Now
he is serious.
Angry. Blake, your video's having trouble with the green.
No, he wants blood. He wants blood.
Red.
He wants blood.
wants it that
Want to
way.
nominate?
He was on purpose.
The Red Death.
I heard a nomination.
I just asked if someone wants to nominate someone because we're gonna go without a kill.
I'll nominate Chris. It's not a strong thing.
It's a nomination for Chris. Do I have a second?
I'll second. Just
That's a nomination and a second for Chris from Jesse and Cody. Jesse, you can explain your reasoning.
I just, like Graham, want to make a good impression upon the king, and he was demanding a nomination, and I hadn't heard Chris say much yet. But I don't have suspicion on Chris. I just would like to hear him talk.
Cody.
I didn't want the day to end because I'd still like to hear from people. So,
Chris, you can defend yourself.
I'm just a plain villager, so I mean it's not the worst kill, but it's not probably the best kill. So hopefully we can find the werewolf. That'd be a better kill. But I mean, if we don't kill, it's not a bad thing either.
And I will allow 2 questions of Chris. Otherwise, we can go to a vote. Okay.
Chris, would
Yes.
you be able to be an interesting member of the Death Council if you were to be killed?
I can try.
I only asked because nobody was asking anything.
Okay, and with that, we're going to move to a vote. And up is to save, down is to kill, and a withdraw is to withdraw. In 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1 down. I see 1 vote down for Chris. That is not enough. And the day, while almost over, continues.
Like you voted down. Can we hear from you?
Let's do a nomination before it ends.
Oh, how many seconds have we got?
10.
Wait, how many seconds, Blake?
The day is ending shortly. I will need a nomination here.
I'll nominate Graham.
Cool.
It's a nomination
I'll
for Graham.
second.
Jesse seconds. So Victoria nominates Jesse seconds. Victoria, you can explain your reasoning.
I think that Graham's been really blood hungry to kill someone today, and especially when people keep trying to say what they think about it, he just keeps pushing that we need to kill. And the fact that he seconded or tried to second, I think Chris, just the way he's been playing is making me look at him differently.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I 100% disagree with the argument Victoria was putting out, so that was part of it. I wasn't blood hungry. I voted up for Chris. If we want the hero person to get some ability, then vote to keep me alive, but I'm okay with dying as well. Just after I die, go after Victoria. Who else had bad arguments today? Mostly Victoria.
And Jesse, you didn't explain your reasoning, but I'll give you a brief moment to explain your.
Earlier in the game, Graham said that when we get to the 3rd nominee, if they have a very compelling defense, then we don't have to kill them. So I feel like that was a fitting end to the day. So that's the main reason.
And I'll allow 2 questions before the guillotine falls. Elliot?
Yeah. Greg, would I agree that you normally give some pretty strong logic-based opinions early in the game, and how good they are for the village should be a strong indicator of which team you're probably on.
That's fair. Yeah. I felt like not having, I don't know, Elliot and I were on the same page. No surprise there that we figure it's better to have dead werewolves than dead villagers. Anybody trying to argue otherwise is not going to be able to convince me. Sorry. I'd rather have dead werewolves. So.
There's no further questions. Jugan.
So were you that confident that we will find a werewolf day one? Will we have really no info?
No, but that's better than a 0% chance of going to bed without killing anyone.
Okay, and with that, we are voting on Graham. And up is, sorry, my screen went out. And up is the save, down is the kill. You may also withdraw your vote. And 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1 down, 2 down. 2 down is not enough. Graham survives, and you all can go to sleep. Okay, so after an extremely uneventful first day, I'm going to have my Baba Yaga wake up. Baba Yaga, you may do one of these two things. You may curse or petrify a player. Okay. All right, you can go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my Bodyguard wake up. Bodyguard, wake up. Who would you like to protect tonight? Remember, you can't protect the same player back to back. All right, thank you, Bodyguard. You can go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my werewolves wake up. Werewolves, go ahead and wake up. Who would you like to kill tonight? Okay, werewolves. Is that a consensus? Okay, werewolves, you can go ahead and go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my seer wake up. Seer, wake up. Who would you like to check? Okay. All right, Seer, you can go ahead and go to sleep. And last but not least, I'm going to have my Genie wake up. Genie, wake up. If you have been selected 3 times, you can go ahead and write down the name of a player to kill. All right, thank you. And now I'm going to have everybody wake up. Wow. After an extremely boring day, it appears we are finally getting some bloodshed. And your first casualty and the first member of the Death Council is Ned. Ned, you have died. You can go ahead and change your name to Death Council 1. You are member number 1 of the Death Council. And day 2 continues.
We assume villager?
Ned was a villager.
Well, we know that the genie hasn't been unshackled yet, so that's good. Not 2 kills.
Well, unless they both targeted the same person, of course.
Also, the genie could have picked a tough guy. I mean, unlikely, but probably haven't been unshackled yet, most likely.
More than likely, they're not.
So I feel like this is my best chance to win. I am the genie, and I've lost 1 shackle. I feel like I have a better chance of winning as a villager. So if the wolves want to waste kills on me at night and turn me into a psychopathic killer, if we have 2 nights with no deaths, you know I'm bad, you can kill me then. But I think as a villager is my best chance of winning, so we'll see.
That's no fun.
I'm glad you came out so I didn't have to bluff it at him.
Yeah. I was thinking about it day one, but I thought I'll wait until I do get shackle or lose one shackle, because at that point someone is doing something. So
does the genie have 3 lives then? I know that shackles.
If the wolves write my name down, all that does is break one of my shackles, so it doesn't kill me.
So that means that Baba Yaga used a potion on you, right, Adam?
Or the seer checked me.
Or the seer, right,
Bodyguard
yeah.
protected me.
Or the loudmouth.
Yeah.
Right. Well, not the loudmouth. That's a net 0
okay, yeah.
action.
So basically the genie has 4 lives because the 3 unlock the shackles and then the 4th will be a kill. What?
They can die during the day.
Not during the day, but at night.
Yeah, like the Werewolf Hunter will probably just, well, maybe not, but the Werewolf Hunter could just shoot me if we catch them, so.
Anybody want to counterclaim the genie?
We have to kill the genie before the genie starts killing villagers, right?
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Well, if there's ever 2 kills at night, then we could kill Adam. That's the good idea, right?
Sure, but also, like, the bodyguard doesn't need to waste a protection on me because the wolves can't kill me. If the wolves write my name down a couple times, you'll know because nobody dies unless, I guess, the bodyguard protects at that time. I'm just, basically, the bodyguard shouldn't waste their time protecting me because that's just going to unshackle me more. And I have an easier time winning as a villager, so.
It's also a lot of effort for the wolves to try and loose all your shackles just to kill you.
Potentially start killing them, too.
Yeah, no.
So, Flick, we ran out of time, but I'd like to hear from you. You voted down on Chris, and then I just wanted to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I didn't like Chris's defense. That's basically the thing. I
was the only person to claim villager.
Yeah,
no
so
one else claimed villager to you.
She doesn't like it when you claim roles.
Yeah, I have 3 names down, and it's not like a definitive thing. I put Eugen down for question mark. I put Cody down for question mark. Now I put voting down beside it, and I put Chris nom 1.2, which means second vote of first day, or second. Actually, sorry, I'm trying a new coding system, but it's nom 1.2, and I didn't like the defense, and also, Elliot and Chris didn't vote, and I thought that might have been a play to say that maybe they'd been like petrified or something, but then 2 people had done it, and so I've noticed a few people haven't voted, and I've just been sort of taking notes. I just didn't like it, basically. That is the sum total. Didn't like it.
A lot of people didn't vote on that last one, I felt like.
On the last one, yes, but this was like prior to that, and I just
Oh gosh.
Flick, if it helps you feel better, I voted on the last one.
That does help me feel better. But yeah, it was basically I just didn't like it, and I didn't really like the defense. Something just felt off, and that's mostly it. It was just kind of this.
Well, Justine Graham didn't even claim what team they were on. At least I said I was a plain villager.
Yeah, but everybody claims that.
Yeah, but
there was just literally what it comes down to. It was just something in how you said it or worded it. It's kind of more just like it was like a feeling, but it was backed up by the not voting. I just didn't like it.
Okay. Can I suggest that we either need a nomination or to move on here? I don't mind which way. But...
Looks like we're moving on.
Yeah.
Okay, is it? I voted down on Graham because I didn't like the way you said go after Victoria if I die. It's one thing to have like disagreements in how you think you should play the game, but then to physically call out someone because they disagree with you, right? That's why I voted down, just in case anyone's thinking.
And nominated me.
He also specifically, like, there's a reason why he went after Victoria, but other people were making the arguments as well. I did kind of change a little bit, but Sean was also making similar arguments about having a no-kill day. So there's other people that would have been on that list.
I don't.
Well,
that's funny. Never mind.
I would say I have seen a number of times where werewolf use slightly fancy.
Did you nominate me?
No.
I thought I heard you say something about that. If it was true, I wanted to make sure that it was heard.
No, I said you were saying Sean made the argument. So did Jugan, but neither one of them nominated me.
Yeah.
I'm still suspicious of Graham, but I do want to say that he goes after me pretty much every single game. So I don't think that's necessarily something bad. I think he likes to go after me if he's a villager because he can't read me. And
I don't mind dying to prove her wrong. I'm okay with that. So.
Speaking.
What I would say in Graham's defense is I have seen quite a few games where certain good players use arguments that they would never believe in themselves, but someone else might peddle to try and nominate someone they want out and throw them under the bus. And therefore, I know it's early in day one, but sometimes if you've got someone who just thinks making a bad argument and you wouldn't expect a bad argument from them, I think it's perfectly fair to call someone out day one as well.
I think Graham's very focused on logic, and when he hears things that aren't logical, he, writes that down as suspect in his book, and he's very unwilling to move off of that.
Well, I totally agree that my reasoning that, like I said, was not was very flawed once I thought through it. Like I said, I really thought about Adam's Carnival game, and that's what I was thinking. My other reasonings I didn't mention were because everybody's already talked about it, about the whole getting another power for another villager.
I hear from Sean.
I have the same thing written down.
I don't want to say a whole lot, but I can say that all of my voting up for everybody isn't because I think that they're on the village team. It's because I really want the unlikely hero to get their powers early on.
Did I miss anything?
Who doesn't you think are on the village team?
I really don't think Graham is. I think he's a werewolf. And
kill me, then go after Sean as well.
So here's the thing: is if somebody else were to say, "Go ahead and kill me," and I've seen this before. I've seen Graham jump in and say, "Well, you're obviously not on the village team because you wouldn't be okay dying if you're on the village team," and that was the final thing for me. I wasn't sure after yesterday, but when you said that
I'm
that
specifically okay with dying if Sean nominates me.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to kill anybody for a couple days. That's my preference. That's how I choose to play it. But day 4, I would be happy to nominate you.
This is Sean. Just you think we shouldn't kill again today, but I mean it's unlikely. But if Ned is the unlikely hero, we're just giving away opportunities to kill wolves for nothing at this point. So like tomorrow, say there's 3 dead villagers. Do you still think we shouldn't vote?
I think.
Wait, tomorrow, 3 dead. Sorry, go ahead, Cody.
Sorry, day 1 no kill makes sense. I don't think that a day 2, 3 no kill makes any sense unless we're really not sure if we have any wolves. And the reason being is 1 power could be good backup power. I don't see the need for them to have 3 backup powers. Like if that was really necessary in this game, we'd have a Frankenstein. So I think just giving them something so they can use their role, I think that's nice. But anything beyond that, I think it's just giving the wolves opportunity to just kill.
For once, I agree with you, Cody.
Can you? Sorry, go ahead, Jugan.
I was going to say, for once, I agree with you, Cody. So if you go 2 to 3 days, it gives them opportunity to unsung hero to die, and then we just wasted those 3 days. I said day 1 to give them 1 backup power, but no more than that.
We didn't. I didn't feel like we had a great werewolf suspect on day 1 anyway. So, and honestly, I'm inclined to trust Graham and Victoria. So like, I don't know. I voted up on Graham because I don't know. I feel like he's a villager, but maybe I'm wrong.
I trust Graham now.
I'm going to get myself lynched here if I'm wrong, but I trust Graham just from his defense. He's giving me all what I sort of expect as villagers. And what I'd also say is Graham's an unusual type of werewolf player in that he's happy to only play for 2 minutes and die if it means 3 hours later he wins the game, because he sees himself as what's best for his team rather than I want to play werewolf for an hour.
I'd like to hear from Grow and Steve.
Yeah, sure.
You're an octopus again?
Jumped in yesterday to say that I think the whole not killing is just really a bad idea, because I think it's sort of undo all the talking. If we all know that no one is going to get killed, then there's nothing on the line, and the talking gets useless somehow. I also trust Graham. I think there's nothing wrong with his reasoning. So I don't think he's that sus.
I'd like to hear from Alex.
Yeah, sure. What do you want?
I want to hear you talk.
I've been very much supportive of Graham. I think his logic is good. I don't think Victoria is bad just because of her arguments. I think, that's part of talking on day one, but I do think that Graham's logic makes sense. Last time I was on the Death Council, they were not very powerful. I don't see how they've been augmented in any meaningful way that would make them more powerful, or at least, substantially more powerful. So we've already got one villager on there. I don't, if we can get werewolves on there, that's great. I think we want to kill werewolves. So I'm totally of the opinion that we just try to find werewolf suspects. But unfortunately, Graham was the third person up that day, and I was very sure that he was not a werewolf. So I voted up for him. I'm not sure who I'm most suspicious of right now. Elliot's kind of on my list. I didn't necessarily like Chris's defense, but Chris always kind of gives that defense. And then I don't want to say anybody else right now because I don't have good enough suspicions on anybody.
I nominate Jerry.
Why?
That was a nomination for Jerry. Do I have a second? A second from Victoria. So Anna, Victoria, I'll give you a chance to explain, and then Jerry can defend herself.
Just getting some vibes. If she's not a werewolf, she's the genie, and Adam's lying. I don't know. I'm getting vibes that she's not good. Maybe she's Baba Yaga. I don't know. But my read today is that she's evil, and I trusted her last time, and so she had to have a nomination from me, period, today.
I seconded because I very much trust Anna's reads on Jerry, and I saw Jerry kind of like, I don't know, her cheeks got red when Anna nominated her.
Jerry, now's your defense.
Okay, well, I am on village team, so if I die, you'll have a second villager on the Death Council. The fact that Anna is calling me out as bad makes me sus of her, because when she's a werewolf, I'm an easy werewolf to an easy villager. That was a slip of the tongue. I'm an easy person for Anna to call out. Yes, I know I can be that stupid. I just did. Village team, so... Yeah, thanks, Elliot. I think Anna might just be better because I managed to be better last time I played with her. She just wants to get revenge for all the times that that one time I got her. Yeah. I was tempted to second Jesse just as revenge for him getting me killed so early yesterday, but I didn't. Yeah, I sometimes hold grudges. I don't know.
I will allow 2 questions to Jerry if anyone feels that they have more they wish to ask. Jerry, the choice is yours.
Adam, can you go first? It's alphabetical.
Do you have any suspicions based on this game and not previous experiences?
Anna for calling me out for evil, because when she's wolf, she knows I'm an easy person to go after and get killed. Jürgen?
That was my question Adam just asked, so somebody else can ask one.
Okay, well, if there are no more questions, we are going to move it along to the vote. Okay, and up is to save, down is to kill. You may also move your vote away. In 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is more than enough. And Jerry has been killed. And Jerry was on the village team. Jerry, you are Death Council member number 2. So I'll give you a second to change your name there. And now everyone can go to sleep. Okay, and up first, I am going to have my Baba Yaga wake up. Baba Yaga, you have 2 options. You can either curse or petrify a player. Okay, Baba Yaga, you can go to sleep. Next, I am going to have my Bodyguard wake up. Bodyguard, wake up. You can protect the player tonight. Who would you like to protect? Okay, thank you. You can go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my werewolves wake up. I'm going to have all my werewolves wake up. Who would you like to kill tonight? Is that a consensus? Okay. Werewolves, you can go to sleep. Next, I am going to have my Seer wake up. Seer, wake up. You can write down the name of a player to check. And I will let you know whether that player is on the werewolf team or not. You can go to sleep. And last but not least, I'm going to have my genie wake up. If you have come unshackled, you may choose to kill a player tonight. All right, thank you. You can go to sleep. And everybody just stay asleep for a moment. And everybody can wake up. And we're finally getting some heads rolling here. Unfortunately, the last member, or fortunately, the third and final member of our Death Council is Grow. Grow is the third member of the Death Council. So because our Death Council is now formed, if it makes it to a third nomination today, they will be the ones who will attempt to make that third nomination. But your day 3 begins.
Do we get to hear Grow's team?
Grow is a villager.
Adam, did you lose a shackle? That's good.
I didn't like her defense. He told us that if she was a minion, will she show as a villager?
Yeah, minion shows a villager. So she could have been a minion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Anna was kind of setting that up before, that she might be the minion, saying, oh, she could be Baba Yaga for when she comes up as villager, because maybe she's a villager. Just something I thought of. I don't know.
I got an evil vibe from her, Jesse. That's what I said.
I know, but usually, I don't know, like you're usually pretty good with that. And
I said I'm not sure she's a werewolf. I said I think she's evil. I did qualify it. Yeah.
I'll say that I'm a little confused by that kill, and I will say one of the reasons is because Graham is trusted by like half the village. Even if he, I just feel like that it was a little weird that he's like so trusted and the werewolves didn't target him. I don't know that. Like, I know it's kind of weird, but I just don't understand Grow, like why the wolves would choose Grow. I didn't get any impression that she had a role or anything. So
in my experience, every time the first person mentions, oh, that was a weird kill, that's a werewolf who just killed that person.
I think that is not a really good thing to go off of, because I'm not a werewolf. I'm fumbling over my words because I feel like I just called something out and now but
Cody, I have a question.
I thought it was a weird kill, that's all.
Cody. Oh, sorry. I just thought about something. Maybe Graham was trying to get killed early on because he might be the wolf cub.
Cool. Let's go.
Didn't
with
do
that.
anything to try to get killed.
He says, "Sure, kill me."
Well, I think Graham was just—he's just a little agitated. He's
So that's
just,
really
Not agitated. Like, the
See, but
three
he's
people
been-
who have made terrible arguments are the same three people who have suggested killing me. So like,
But he's been
fine, get it
trusted
over
by.
with and focus
I'm
on
not
the
saying that
people
we
who
should
make
kill
terrible
Graham.
arguments.
I'm just saying that it was a weird kill for Grow over Graham, who's trusted by most of the village. That's all. That's
I think when it's
really the only point that I was putting out.
when it's early like this, it's easy to say like kill me because it's going to prove that the other people were wrong about you, and it's not really going to hurt the village that much. They get more information out of killing you than just leaving you alive and bickering back and forth over and over again. So I understand what Graham was doing. I don't think that's a werewolf move.
Can we hear from Steve?
Can we hear from Flick first? She was
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, no, I think it was like two things I was thinking about saying. It was mostly just I didn't really like Jerry's defense with the slip of the tongue is what turned my vote. But I also didn't necessarily like the idea of like previous games being brought up as a reason, unless there's like a specific tell or something, and that wasn't really. Also, in regards to Graham, I'm not getting werewolf vibes off Graham. I wouldn't say that necessarily means I trust Graham, but I do think Graham's probably more trustworthy than some in the village. And that's about it. Now that obviously Jerry's a villager, it does raise a lot of questions. That's it.
Fair enough.
Steve.
I had no reason to suspect Jerry. I didn't see anything. As far as Graham goes, I'm unsure. Graham is a great player, and I'm not sure which way he's playing it. So I'm not convinced that he's a villager, that he's not the wolf cub, but he's certainly on my suspicion list. And right now I don't have great suspicions beyond that.
Victoria, do you find it suspicious that Andreas hasn't spoken yet this game?
No.
I'm curious. Andreas, you keep dying early, but you are not talking at all. What do you have to say? Because I think you're a very logical player and you usually provide a lot of good insight. So
What's up, Professor?
Yeah.
So literally for the first day, I was just like keeping myself back because I didn't want to take part in the whole conversation and just voting up because I didn't want anyone to die. Because I thought it was logical, but it was not talk about that. Day 2 was 50% talking about the Death Council, which I didn't find any productive value in it at all. So I was kind of preoccupied doing like some admin crisis. Apart from that, for now, I'm also one of those people who trust Graham. I trust Alex. I have no reason to doubt Adam. And apart from that, I don't have a very good read. I found it interesting when Anna went after Jerry like that. I thought it might be a hint on her being the seer, so I rejected my vote on that because I thought she is onto something, but I wasn't sure. She was obviously not, but not sure whether that's a sign of something bad. This is like every insight I have so far on this. I have no big suspicion on anyone being like a wolf at this point.
I mean, I suppose if that's true, it's possible Jerry's a Lycan, because Blake did say there are Lycans, so...
It could be, yeah. It was just, it came like out of that, and then went on with it, and she was killed from that. So I was like, maybe others got like the same hint I got, and then she turned out to be a villager.
Did Blake say that Lycans are stackable rolls?
No, there's one Lycan.
Okay.
It's just one person's a Lycan.
Yeah. And she didn't claim any role, I think. So
Does the Lycan know they were a Lycan?
He said no.
So.
King says no.
I really think that Cody's a wolf. I also think that we shouldn't forget about Chris just because we haven't been talking about him.
Yeah. I agree on
Cody could also be the Baba Yaga who cursed me and is telling the werewolves to kill me tonight. So
No.
if we don't get killed, then kill me tomorrow.
I am not the Baba Yaga. I thought Anna had a read on Jerry being the Baba Yaga. That was, but they could still be in the game, and I don't want to give. I don't want anyone to forget like the possibility of that. So, yeah, I'm not that role.
You thought that Anna had a
villager.
read on Jerry being a Baba Yaga because you're a wolf and you wake up and you know that Jerry's not a wolf.
You guys can nominate me, and that's fine. If you guys want to come after me, I don't think it's good for the village because I don't have a pretty good read on anybody right now, and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to use my ability. But I'm waiting for that to come up. I have some suspicion on Jugian, and I haven't heard much from Josh, and I still think Alex is good. And it could just be from the day one thing that I saw, but it hasn't come out yet, and I don't think it will until he's targeted, but we'll see.
So we have one nomination, and then if we don't vote to kill, then the Death Council gets to nominate. But there are 3 villagers on the Death Council, right?
We have 2. We have 2. I don't think anyone's been nominated.
Oh,
today.
no one has.
That's why I didn't think it was too bad if you guys nominated me, but I figured I'd give my defense now and tell you everything I would say anyways, just to save that.
Question, is this the only day that the Death Council can act? Or did they get to act until they do it once? Okay.
They get to do it once, yeah.
It's the next time there would be a 3rd nomination, they act.
Yeah.
But didn't you say, Blake, they get like 3 attempts, and if they never can agree, then they just go away without using their ability? Okay.
I'll nominate Cody.
I'll second.
Nomination for Cody, and I heard Anna first. So I'll give Victoria and Anna a moment to explain why they're nominating Cody.
The more that Cody talks, the more that I'm like pretty sure he's a werewolf, and the fact that he kind of made it sound like, oh, I don't mind if you guys nominate me because it's only the first nomination, also doesn't sit right. You implied it.
I trust Victoria's read on Cody, and he's just not. I don't know what he's talking in circles in my mind.
I'm not really on my A game today, I will admit to that. I did hint at my role, and for those of you who picked it up, I think Graham figured out what I was trying to put out there. I realized that there's a wolf with the exact same abilities, so it doesn't exactly clear me, and I'm not going to say it. I still have suspicion on Jugian, and I still think Alex is good, and I do have some suspicion on Sean, and I wouldn't mind hearing from Chris if I don't get killed. So, yeah.
We'll allow 2
Any questions?
questions.
Yes, Jugan.
Why do you think I'm suspicious? Why are you suspicious of me?
Just the seconding and one of your questions I think it was to Graham. I can't remember what the question was now, but it kind of gave me wolf vibes.
Okay, I only second the first day once, and I suggested Graham might be the wolf code, which is why he wanted to die. So that is you wolf
Ask a
vibes?
question, not really follow up on it.
Is there another question? Otherwise, we're going to go to the vote. I don't see any questions, so we are voting on Cody. And up is to save, down is to kill, or you may choose to abstain from the vote. In 3, 2, 1, vote. And I see 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down, 5 down, 6 down, 7 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4 up. That looks like that is enough to kill Cody. But before Cody dies, he has a gun, and he can choose to eliminate another player.
Yes, as a village hunter, I will shoot you.
Is it Jugan? Okay, so Cody has died. He was a villager. Jugan has died, and Jugan was a villager. And with that, everybody can go to sleep. And first up, I'm going to have my Baba Yaga wake up. Baba Yaga, you can choose to either curse or petrify a player. Who do you choose? All right, thank you. Go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my Bodyguard wake up. Bodyguard wake up. Who would you like to protect? Okay, thank you. You can go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my Werewolves wake up. Werewolves wake up. Who would you like to kill? Is that a consensus? Okay, Werewolves, you can go to sleep. And next I'm going to have my Seer wake up. Seer wake up. Who would you like to check? And you can go to sleep. And last, I'm going to have my Genie wake up. Genie, if you have been unshackled, you can start killing. Okay, thank you. And with that, everybody can wake up. So, unfortunately, there was another death in the night. This time it was Sean. Sean, unfortunately, you are dead. Sean, thank you for playing. Sean was a villager. And with that, day 4 commences.
Very worried.
Anna, you kind of killed Jerry, and then you were instrumental in Cody's death there. So you're pretty high up on my list right now, as is Victoria for calling out Cody. So
Right, Cody was a village hunter, not the werewolf hunter. Is that correct?
Yeah,
correct.
Funny because you're high on my list, Josh. Also, I did make a mistake, and his argument did convince me at the end, because I do know that he probably isn't on his A game today. So I did vote up for him, and I do feel bad that I pushed him so much.
She did vote up for him because I watched after the vote came out. I followed through and I voted to kill him. I had the feeling he was hitting towards Hunter, but I thought it was the Werewolf Hunter.
I still take responsibility because I still was the one who kind of pushed him, so he wouldn't have been nominated if it weren't for me.
And for what it's worth, Andreas is now creeping in my list. His head's got that tilt that I'm always looking for. Sorry, Professor.
I have a question. When do you think we should let the Death Council do the third nomination? Like today? I mean, I trust the 3 of them. I feel like maybe they're seeing things, and unfortunately, I can't trust all of you. So we're going to be making nominations and stuff. So like, if they were to make a nomination, I feel like I know it's not another werewolf making.
They don't get to see. They don't get to see anything and know anything more than.
I know, but
there's no reason to trust him or not trust him more than anyone of the rest of us.
There is a reason that they're not werewolves. The 3 of them. Maybe one's Baba Yaga, but still 2 of them are villagers. So I don't know. Like, it's just like the whole thing, especially with Victoria and Anna, putting people out there who they usually have great reads on, and us voting them out. Like,
well, in Jesse's to Jesse's point, in the previous game when I was on the Death Council, I was the seer, and so I had information that I was killed, and I was able to use that in the nomination process. So it does make sense to let them do it eventually.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I agree it's probably not the best gameplay, but there would be something rather cool about the Death Council having to make the decision as final 3.
We're not going to get the final 3 if we don't kill a werewolf soon. Like, we're doing terrible.
I would also say I don't know if it's advantageous to plan when they
Okay.
If we find someone and we think they're a werewolf on the second vote, I don't think it would be necessarily to vote up just so the death council could get
I agree.
So I just
don't
counted
think
the
planning
numbers.
makes
If there's 5 werewolves, if we don't get a werewolf, we're done, right?
Oh
Do
my
we think
God.
there might be 5 werewolves?
I didn't even think about that.
How many? There's 14 of us left.
Yeah.
We started with
No,
18.
There's
'Cause
three.
if
There's
we
3
kill
people
a
on the death
villager-
council. Yeah.
If we kill a
Oh,
villager
that's right.
today
Sorry,
and then the werewolves kill. So Ned was the original seer. Thank you for not killing someone the first day, hence why I was trying to hint towards the fact that there was a different reason I didn't want to vote to kill the first day, but I didn't want to make it obvious that I had a power. Josh is a werewolf. Andreas is not a werewolf. I am going to say that Chris is suspicious in my mind, especially because Flick makes her is suspicious of him, but Josh is 100 either a werewolf or Lycan, but I'm going to guess he's a werewolf.
Lycan.
Does other people, I mean, this is really important. So I had my suspicion list was Sean and Cody, Josh, Chris, Andreas, and Anna. So, I mean, are people suspicious of Josh? Because I think that we should normally go, you would always go for a check. But he was also on my list too, so.
I checked him because I was suspicious of him.
Yeah.
So Josh isn't on my list, but if you've seen Josh as a werewolf, I even if they are alike, and we can't take that chance.
Right.
Anyone suspicious of Steve?
Yes. After he
the
argued
werewolves.
against the Death Council.
And thought that we had 14 people alive when we only don't?
We don't?
We are in death
I
council.
miscounted 2. I will say I miscounted 2 because I wasn't thinking the death council were visible.
Oh, right, exactly. So I miscounted the death council. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
sorry.
just counting screens, not
that's what
thinking
I
about the fact
Sorry.
that 3 people aren't actually
Think
alive.
that's why it was worth correcting.
It is confusing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do tend to trust Victoria. I had the same read on Cody that she did. You know, he said that he thought Grow was a weird kill for the werewolves, and that's usually a werewolf thing to say. He kept hinting at me being good, like trying to get on my side, my good side, which is normally a thing that werewolf players do. And he seemed pretty uncomfortable, but I guess he's just having a off day or something. But if she's saying that she's the seer and she saw Josh as a werewolf, then I think we can't take the chance.
I'm not saying I'm the seer. I'm saying Ned was the seer, and
Yeah,
now
I know. You're saying that you're the.
So I'm claiming 2 roles technically. So if somebody were to try to counterclaim me, it's kind of easy for someone to counterclaim me. So I'm obviously not lying. I really hope the bodyguard protects me if they're still alive. Also, another thing to keep in note, I noticed that Ned died day 1. Ned is not who I would have expected that someone would kill. So it's someone who has really good reads on who the seer is because they killed him day 1.
I find the Ned and Grow kills very interesting because there's a quieter players who don't talk a lot. So I don't know if it's more talkative players trying to camouflage themselves. I'm not sure, but they pick that up real easily.
To get back to Victoria's first point, right there were 11 active players, right?
Oh.
And we have. So if there are 5 werewolves, we have issues.
12, I think, Gene.
There's 12 active because there's 16 screens on 1 moderator and 3 death council. So
Right.
16 minus 4.
So that's 12?
Yeah.
11 plus yourself.
Okay.
If there's 5, it means if we kill a villager today and then the werewolves kill tonight, then we're done.
Yeah, but our best chance is Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll share where I am. I mean, for the same reasons I think a few of the other you was getting suspicious of Victoria because I think there had been a couple of bad calls. What I would say is it's a very brave call she just made if she isn't exactly right. And as much as I know we're not meant to be getting reactions from Ned's reaction and everything else, I think I'm very inclined to believe Victoria as being our unlikely hero, which means I think she has got a read on Josh as a werewolf.
This is probably a stupid idea, but would it be worth not, because of the number situation, not killing today. And then Victoria has a 50% chance of becoming either bodyguard to protect herself tonight. Oh, wait, no, the bodyguard has to be dead. Never mind. But she would possibly become the hunter and be able to get, but never mind. I was thinking she would become bodyguard to protect herself, but if the bodyguard's still alive, then she wouldn't. Never mind. Sorry.
Grow could be the bodyguard if the people had really good reads.
But, oh no, because never mind. The fact that you're not like a true Frankenstein is messing up my thinking there. Sorry.
I mean, those would have to be like instantaneously good reads, though, because like, what are the odds of taking out rolls like 2 or 3 days in a row at the start of a game?
I know my opinion doesn't count for much right now, but the one thing I noticed about both Ned and Grow, the werewolf kills, they both play Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a game that is used to surviving to the end, even if you're technically dead. So I would be looking at people who would have chosen those two specifically, who also play Blood on the Clock Tower. So it may not be much, but it's little bit of meta. But like, I don't think Ned and Grow are necessarily people I would have chosen as a werewolf player to kill first and foremost, because neither had really said much. There was really no reason to go after him. Thinking that that you found Ned as a seer when he didn't tell us anything on first day is just, I mean, that's a shot in the dark at best. It was a lucky shot by the werewolves is what I'm saying.
So
and for what it's worth, I believe Victoria.
Raise your hand if you play Blood on the Clock Tower a lot.
It wants it.
Does Grow play Blood on the Clock Tower a lot? I know I've played with Ned. I don't remember playing much with Grow.
Chris's hesitance to admit he plays Blood on the Clock Tower a lot bothers me because it's not important really, but I don't know, but I don't want to. It's Josh.
Yeah,
it's Josh.
I nominate Josh.
I'd rather.
That was a nomination for Josh. Do I have a second? Elliot has his fingers up, so that's a nomination by Steve. A second from Elliot. So Steve and Elliot, I'll give you a second to explain your nomination.
I think that Victoria is correct, and it's our best shot.
Yeah, you got to trust your seer.
So, get ready for a fire and brimstone sermon here. I am a Lycan, so yes, while I do actually agree with Elliot, you have to trust your seer, and I trust that Victoria is a seer. There is a Lycan in the game. We know there's a Lycan in the game. We know the Lycan doesn't know that they are a Lycan. I am that Lycan. If you kill me, as people have been saying, then you are on the verge of the werewolves winning. As Steve just said, it's our best chance. Well, from a werewolf point of view, killing a villager that's been called out as a werewolf is the werewolf's best chance. So if you kill me, you're probably going to lose as well. We are going to lose as a village. That's not some sort of slip of the tongue. It's the truth. I still think that Ned and Grow were interesting kills by the werewolves. I don't think that they read anything into roles or anything like that. I think it was just a realization that the Death Council is stuck around not being able to do much except for one more vote, as it were, very Blood on the Clock Tower-ish. So I would look towards the people who play Blood on the Clock Tower to be thinking who would actually be comfortable in that situation. Right now, high on my suspicion list is Anna. It's Steve. Victoria's taken off because I trust her as the seer. I trust her read on Andreas. So Andreas, I trust him. I trust Adam as the genie, and I actually trust Flick. So right now it's Anna, Steve, Chris probably as well as 3 werewolves. I think we started with 4 werewolves because of the possibility of the cursed. So with 1 more, I don't know. I guess maybe Jesse. The 4th werewolf has to be between Jesse and Alex. Is this long and rambling? Yep, you bet the bank on it. But you know what? I'm probably going to die anyways because Seer has called me out as a werewolf. I know I'm not. But if you kill me, you deserve to lose. So
With that, I'll allow
no questions.
The defendant has determined no questions will be allowed. So put your hand down, Adam.
Can I ask you a question, Blake?
Moderator
Just
question.
a rule
Yes.
verification.
Yes.
Did you say that the minion, the Baba Yaga, if the seer checked them, would get village or werewolf?
Village.
Village. Okay.
All right, and with that, we are voting on Josh. Thumbs up is to keep alive, thumbs down is to kill, or you may choose to abstain from the vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down, 2 up. That is more than enough. And Josh has died, and Josh was a villager. And everybody can go to sleep. I feel like I know which side is joining my army this time, but it's not over yet. So what I'm going to have is I will have my Baba Yaga wake up. Baba Yaga, you may choose to curse or petrify a player. Okay, thank you. You can go to sleep. Next, I am going to have my bodyguard wake up. Bodyguard, wake up. You can protect the player tonight. Who would you like to protect? Okay, thank you. You can go to sleep. And just to reiterate to the entire village, I think I said this, but the minion Baba Yaga does not count towards parity for the evil team if they are alive. Okay. Next, I am going to have my werewolves wake up. Werewolves wake up. Who would you like to kill? Is that a consensus? That's the consensus. Okay, thank you, wolves. You can go to sleep. Next, I'm going to have my seer wake up. Seer wake up, and you may choose to who would you like to select? Okay, thank you. You can go to sleep. Next, I'm gonna have my genie wake up. Genie, if you have been unshackled, you can kill a player tonight. Who do you choose? All right, thank you. And with that, everybody can wake up. And kind of like I like it, the killing just doesn't stop in this kingdom. In the day, you find that Flick has been killed. Flick was a villager. And the day 5 continues.
I've been petrified.
So you can't vote?
Yeah.
Did you?
And you can't use night abilities, which is probably the bigger reason for it.
Yeah. I feel like I've been the worst for this village. So I wouldn't listen to me anymore, but I do still think Chris, just because of Flex read on Chris.
I'm a villager. Just don't, like, I mean, you kill me, fine, and just lose the game. I mean, I really don't care anymore now.
I think Victoria's a wolf.
Wait,
no.
Can I
I think
retract
she had
my
a big old
statement?
smile when the whole thing came down yesterday. So.
Adam, go ahead.
Can I retract my statement from the beginning of the game? Seer, check me tonight. Bodyguard, protect me.
No,
Werewolves
you're on
come
the
after
village. You're
me,
going
so
down
I
with the
can
ship.
maybe have a chance of winning the game.
I don't even know.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've been the worst
Do
villager.
you really think she's a werewolf,
Yeah,
Andreas?
100%.
How would I know
Why?
that Ned was a seer, and then that the other person, the hero, was not still alive or whatever? Like, I'm sure.
I mean,
someone
can we get a confirmation from Ned? No, we can't.
No, he
So
can't.
You can
He
just
can't
make it
do
up.
anything.
Yeah,
But
how would
she
I know that,
that?
2 people aren't alive? 2 people.
Well, you could have been one of them in turn.
Could be a good guesswork. I don't know. You had a very big smile when
Elliot,
Josh
are you a
died and
villager?
everything went down. So
Yeah.
it's just what I saw.
It was a nervous smile because I was really embarrassed because I feel like I've killed like 3 villagers and I've done a really bad job this game.
I'll second you having done a bad job this game.
I was so excited when I got Josh's up.
I was in terms of my thoughts. I think we're now down to 10 players, and given we've not had any werewolves out yet,
10, 11.
I think if we even got a minion or Babietti or something like that, that might not be enough. You might get to parity. What worries me is, do we even have enough in the village to win a vote?
I'm nervous. It's imperative we don't kill the wolf cub, unfortunately.
Well, we know Baba Yaga is still in the game, unless it was whoever the
Unless
wolf
she's
killed last
lying.
night. Yes, or if the wolves killed the Baba Yaga last night, or if Victoria is actually wolf. So it's possible that there's 5 non-villagers. So to whoever's point that was, it's possible.
So we're down to.
Vote.
It's the village has like a little chance unless we knock them down one at a time.
It's got to be perfect, and even then, I'm not sure if it's going to work.
And Victoria doesn't get a vote, so we've only got actually 9 voting members of the village.
Again, yeah.
Should we let the Death Council have fun today, since they're here?
Well, since we're guessing, I was hoping to wait on the information that I have, but I wanted to wait as long as I could to tell you that Adam is a werewolf.
Who are you, Steve?
I have information. Adam is a werewolf.
How would he have information?
I'm telling you 100% that Adam is a werewolf. That's. I'm a villager. I have information. Adam is a werewolf.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Oh, he's the loudmouth? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's the genie.
I'm who, Adam?
No, I am the genie.
No, you, Steve. You're the genie.
no.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying Adam is a werewolf.
But Seer's the only person who would know, right?
Maybe if some of the assumptions along the way are correct, if some of those assumptions aren't correct, then I don't know. But Adam's, if we're down to the end here and we have to kill a werewolf, you kill Adam, you'll kill a werewolf.
Okay, let's let the Death Council. If Steve is trying to say he's a seer, let's let the Death Council choose because I know that.
I'm saying that there's several possibilities, and of the possibilities, I have information and Adam is aware.
Hey, I don't know about that.
Are you saying you're like the bodyguard and you
if you don't know, then maybe you're a werewolf. Adam is a werewolf.
I'm not a werewolf. I'm sorry.
I think it's because of the shackles is why he's saying it.
Yeah, you like the bodyguard and you protected him twice or something, and he should be killing right now if he would be the djinn. Is that what it is?
I've told you what I know, what I'm willing to tell you.
Okay.
The game's almost over.
Yep, that's the reason I'm telling you.
Well, okay, let's talk. There's
The
a
fact
lot
that he
of
won't come out with his role,
there's a lot of werewolves in this village. So we don't have to go for Adam. There's plenty of options because like half the people in here are freaking werewolves.
Yeah, well, the reason I did it is because I think there aren't a lot of options left other than to kill werewolves. So
then why wouldn't you come out with tell us how you know your
information? Because I don't know anything. I don't know anything else about anybody else for right now. That's the one that I know.
I'll nominate Anna.
No.
That was a nomination for Anna. Do I have a second? Gonna count you down.
Steve, can I ask you a question? Do you know for sure that
And that
Adam is a
nomination is
werewolf, or just that
rescinded.
he is not the genie?
I know Adam's a werewolf.
So
Don't know how you're coming out with that.
Graham, what
I can't figure that out.
was your nomination just?
I mean,
is she just highest on your suspect list?
Well, I mean, 2 terrible reads that got villagers, well, 3 villagers ultimately killed, and then really insisting that Steve shouldn't have to come out with his role. I don't know.
Well, I can't figure. I'm really tired, Graham. I can't figure out how he would know that information, because if Ned was the seer and Victoria took over his role, I cannot figure out how Steve would possibly know that Adam is a werewolf.
And the werewolf would love us killing the genie at this point in the game as well, wouldn't they? Because then they get a kill at night and quite possibly have won.
Yeah,
He was also pretty high on my list of suspicions before he did that, just because he was early on trying to insinuate that we shouldn't kill and we should let we want the villagers to be dead to be on the Geth Council, and then
Well, that was day one, Alex. And
but just the last day,
I didn't say
nominated Josh first.
After that, and the Death Council is neither here nor there.
Yeah, but yesterday you were the first person to nominate Josh on the first nomination.
Correct, because I thought he was our best shot based on what Victoria.
But it would also be the best shot for the werewolves to win if you know that he wasn't on your team.
If that was, that was a chance. I didn't think we had a better shot, and that's the reason I nominated him. And apparently, enough people thought so that there was a second, and he was voted, even though it turned out badly. But it was I thought at the time it was our best shot.
This game's very confusing. The werewolves are definitely leading the conversation, and I have like 4 people that it could be, and I'm very not sure which one it is.
Andreas, any good thoughts?
I'm highly suspicious of Steve, because I don't see a way where he can get this information. And if he gets this information, I don't see a reason he doesn't give us power.
Yeah, I'm a villager that will lose you the game. That's why I'm telling you what I know. Okay.
I don't want to kill Steve. I don't know why, but I don't know. Like, I think that's. I'm scared of a wolf cub, and I don't know if this is like I'm scared that Anna might be the wolf cub, because the whole Jerry thing was a thing to get herself killed early so she could get 2 kills for the wolves. I'm scared that Steve is the wolf cub because this nonsense.
I'm not the wolf cub yet.
Or a wolf hunter, one of them.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah. So
if I was a wolf cub, I wouldn't be coming out and tell you that Adam is a werewolf. So.
I'm like suspicious that Andreas is the wolf man, to be honest, because his suspicion on Victoria to me makes no sense. I think Chris is a wolf, and I am suspicious of Graham because he's done like he's not helping like logic this out at all. Like I'm suspicious of him as well, and the nomination of Anna.
And he could be the wolf cub too, which would be a problem.
I'll nominate Graham. We'll see where it goes.
It's a nomination for Graham. Graham has seconded that nomination. I will give Steve and Graham a chance to explain your nomination in a second.
I didn't.
Adam, excuse me.
It was
Sorry.
me.
Adam and Graham. Adam, explain.
I think we're just kind of in a loop right now, so we'll just see where this goes, basically.
Graham.
If you think I'm a wolf, you should kill me. If you think maybe I was cursed, you should kill me. No further questions.
Graham is refusing questions. So we are going to move straight to the vote. Up is to save, down is to kill. And you may abstain from the vote. In 3, 2, 1, vote. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, 1, 2 down. That is not enough. The day continues.
I'm happy to go for Anna and Adam now.
I nominate Steve.
But you see what Adam just did.
That was a nomination
the
for
wolf cub.
That was a nomination for Steve by Andreas, and Adam has seconded it. Andreas, you may explain.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Steve's move is, but there's no discernible way that he can know that Adam is a werewolf, and him not coming out with how he knows it, it's just like makes no sense at all. So on my list
I'm
is
trying
like
to help the
Steve.
I'm
It's still
trying to help the
Victoria on the
village
list.
is what I'm
Jesse's on
trying
my
to do
list.
here.
Anna. No.
Who seconded that? Adam, you can explain your second, and then Steve will give you a chance to defend yourself.
I feel Steve has. Wait, why are people waving?
Because I have a question for Blake. What vote is this?
This is the third nomination of the day. Because the first one was second nomination. Who was the first
nomination, isn't it?
Okay, it's the second nomination.
Graham nominated Anna, but it didn't go through.
Oh, that's right. Okay, this is the second nomination of the day.
Gotcha.
Okay, second nomination of the day.
Because I know what I am, and I know that Steve can't know that I'm a werewolf because that's not true. So if he's a villager, that's fine. We don't have to kill him. But
Nice try, Adam.
Steve, defend yourself.
I'm a villager. The information I have is that Adam is a werewolf. I suspect that his play last game to nominate Graham was possibly to nominate the werewolf cub, which is what I've suspected from Graham all along, which would be a problem. And so I would not have come out with the information that I did. I would have held on to it, but I didn't think there was any. I think the village is on the verge of losing, and I'm coming out with the one guy I know who's a werewolf, my friend Adam.
Okay, and I will allow 2 questions if Steve so chooses.
And Adam, who got me to play today, by the way. So I'm,
Steve, I see a few hands up. If you would like to.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer questions, but I'm certainly willing to listen.
Victoria, go ahead.
Do you think that we should let the 3 confirmed villagers make the last nomination?
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that, other than we have to kill a werewolf. I don't know that they know better than any of the rest of us, and the one that I do know is Adam. So I don't see how that increases the likelihood of getting a werewolf for certainty on this vote. So, was there another question, Jesse?
My question was just the same.
Yeah.
Do you think we should let the Death Council nominate number 3?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, that is the end of questioning. So we are now voting.
I think you should be saving me. So,
and up is to save, and down is to kill, or you may abstain from the vote. In 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 2 thumbs up and 1, 2. What's that? 3, 4 down. That is enough to kill. Steve has died, and Steve was a villager, and everybody can go to sleep. Okay, I'm gonna have my Baba Yaga wake up. Baba Yaga, you can choose to curse or petrify a player. Who would you like to choose? All right, thank you. Next, I'm gonna have my Bodyguard wake up. Bodyguard, who would you like to protect? Okay, thank you. Next, I'm gonna have my Werewolves wake up. Werewolves, who would you like to kill? Okay, werewolves, thank you. Next, I'm gonna have my Seer wake up. Seer wake up, who would you like to check? All right, thank you. And Genie wake up. Genie wake up. If you have been chosen 3 times, you can now kill a player. Who would you like to kill? Okay, thank you. And you can go to sleep. And give me just 1 second. Okay, and everybody can wake up. And during the night, Victoria was killed. And Victoria was a villager.
The game isn't over yet?
And the game
is over.
The game, let me make sure. Don't wanna botch it, you know.
Go ahead, celebrate, wolves, just in case.
Yeah, the game is over. The Wolves have won.
Sorry, Steve.
Wow.
That was
Tried to save him, Adam, but just wouldn't listen to reason.
Let's let Blake go over everything, and then we can.
That's a clean.
Yeah, I apologize. That was a beat down for the village. Unfortunately, you guys just got steamrolled by the wolves there. So let me go through some of the roles. So Anna, the unlikely hero was Victoria. She told the truth. She did gain the seer power from Ned, who was your seer and was killed night 1. Anna was insistent on that because Anna was the wolf man. I guess she just had a vibe on Ned, but she got him killed right away. Chris was a basic villager. Jesse was a basic villager. Your Baba Yaga was Flick, who successfully, partially, she cursed Graham, who was the loudmouth. He never killed Graham, so he lost as a villager, and then they chose to petrify Victoria. Cody was your village hunter, who unfortunately gunned down your tough guy Jugan. Josh was the village Lycan, like he tried to tell you. Elliot was a werewolf hunter, which never came into play because no one suspected him. Steve was your genie. Adam was bluffing it, but people believed him from day one on that bluff. No one went back and questioned that, unfortunately. So he got away with that till the end. Adam was just a basic werewolf, so I'm sure he felt like it was fine for him to go for a bluff like that. Ned was your seer, who actually picked Josh night 0 as well. So he thought he had found a werewolf. Graham was a loudmouth who picked Sean, who was just a basic villager. Jerry was a basic villager. Alex was your alpha werewolf. So had he died, there would have been 2 keys, because you guys were pretty much messed up at the end there, because Alex's death would have caused two kills at night. Elliot's death would have caused another death. And Andreas was your bodyguard, who unfortunately didn't protect anyone. I think he protected a werewolf night 1. I don't remember. I didn't write it down. But yeah, that was just unfortunate reads and domination by the wolves. So discuss.
I had a feeling Flick was the Baba Yaga.
I will say this. The werewolves were really obvious. I think I had nearly everybody down on a piece of paper. And Anna was just so bloodthirsty from the start. I was just like, Anna, and I didn't like Chris's thing. And Elliot, because of the blood in the clock tower, went down with a question mark. And Adam, I didn't like the genie thing. So just...
Flick calling out all the wrong people. I'm like, yeah, she's bad.
Yeah, when she called me out, that was my only read. Flick has got to be bad. If anybody ever noticed, if Flick calls out a good player, she is bad. If she calls all bad players, she's good.
No.
You were down because of some stuff, because I was trying to find werewolves because I didn't know who was on my team. You were put down genuinely. That wasn't necessarily a full read, because initially what I do is I put down stuff with question marks, and if I build enough question marks, I have a more of a gut feeling. But just at that point, I think I'd been asked about why Chris was down, and so I just explained who was down with question marks and why.
Well,
I would have thrown a werewolf happily under the bus.
Well, you're like on the level of Daniel. If Daniel says a name, that person's dying. So if you say a name, that person is dying. That's probably why Cody killed me.
I didn't kill you, so.
But
If
you
it makes up for
called
anything,
somebody else to kill me.
This was my next check.
That wasn't even fun. I had half of mine to just come out and say I was a werewolf because the village was just
I really
everybody
love
that the
when
village was
I-
suspecting was a villager. I'm like,
I love it when I-
Steve needed to come out. Steve needed to come out with Dingeon.
Yeah, Steve, what did you say?
I did actually say when Adam claimed it, was there anyone else who wants to counterclaim it? It's like,
Well, I'm okay with him not claiming it right away, but at the end, you should have told us.
Yeah.
If you wanted to
I was
win,
so
you needed
mad
to
that
claim
you
it.
guys didn't let the Death Council do their thing, but you guys are a bunch of werewolves. So
so you guys, they should
Steve
have
is-
been more animated and spooky.
Steve is currently muted, but I am very interested. What was going through your mind on that last day, Steve, when you could have just come out and just said, I'm the genie. I want to win with the village team at this point. I can call Adam out as a definite werewolf. And then, Anna, who's coming after you, call her out too.
Yeah, well, I wanted to stay in and get more werewolves, but I knew that we were there were no choices at that point. There were no choices after you weren't a werewolf, Josh.
But here's the thing, though.
If you were a werewolf, which you were the Lycan, that was very unfortunate. That really put it. We were already in a bad spot. That kind of was the end of the game, not the next night. We didn't
My
have
only
any
thing
choices.
is, Steve didn't 100%. I could have been the bodyguard and made that same bluff. Like I could say, if I'm the bodyguard, wolves won't come after me. Bodyguard, don't waste it. But you didn't.
But you did it too early. You did it too early in the game. We knew that you were. I knew you were a werewolf.
No,
And there wasn't.
If I
I
was
wanted
the
to
seer, I
stay.
probably would have done the exact same thing. To be honest.
What's that?
I said if I was the seer or bodyguard, I would have done the exact same thing.
Maybe.
Steve, you need to come out because the werewolves are not going to target you because they can't kill you for like 3 nights, and
Well,
you would have
that's why I
won with the
wanted to-
village.
That's why I wanted to stay in as long as I
Yeah.
could.
Well, you should have came out
downside-
Dingeon.
The one downside you got to that theory is with a werewolf hunter, the werewolf hunter will pick off the person who can't be killed at night.
That's fine. I mean, at that point, he's still going to win with the village. So I think the point of coming out, Steve, is that you have to gain trust with all the villagers that are left. By not coming out, you are still leaving that little morsel of doubt. Well, maybe Steve is a werewolf.
Well, I knew there was a lot of uncertainty throughout the village. The only thing that I could tell them was I said what I said was certain. 100% Adam is a werewolf.
No, I certainly agree.
That was the best that I could hope they would believe what I said. However, they wanted to take that information, and they chose not to believe me.
I assumed you were the bodyguard and you would check me or something, and that's why you knew for certain. So.
Standing at the crossroads between a light